Have you ever started your day feeling excited, but then faced with something that made you want to give up? Maybe you had a plan, full of hope, but then ran into a problem that made you question if it was worth it. Life can be like those, full of challenges that make things harder than expected. But here's a comforting truth. When you walk in faith, even when things get tough, you'll never be alone. This is a story about a boy who learned that with faith and determination, you can overcome any obstacle, and those who believe in Jesus never walk alone, no matter how difficult the journey. It was a Sunday morning, a day for resting and worshiping God. A young boy named Luke woke up early with a strong feeling that he needed to go to church. He didn't know why, but something deep inside, maybe God's voice, was calling him to go. The sky outside was still dark, with just a hint of the sun rising, and the air was cool. The world felt peaceful. Luke got dressed quickly, eager to get to church. Even though it was still dark and the path ahead wasn't clear, he wasn't afraid. He felt sure that with faith, he could make it. The thought of being in church, surrounded by God's love, gave him a sense of purpose. Everything seemed to be going fine, until something unexpected happened. As Luke walked, his foot slipped on some wet mud. Suddenly, he fell into a ditch, his clothes covered in dirt. He sat there, frustrated. He had been so excited to get to church, but now it felt like everything was going wrong. Why does this always happen to me? He thought. For a moment, Luke felt like giving up and going home. It seemed easier to quit. But then he remembered that Jesus was always with him, even when things went wrong. He decided he wouldn't give up. I'll go home, clean up, and try again, he thought. With renewed determination, Luke stood up, wiped off the mud, and headed back home. He felt a little discouraged, but deep down, he knew Jesus was still guiding him. When Luke got home, an idea popped into his head. Maybe if I take my sister with me, it will be easier, he thought. He felt like God was giving him this idea, and Luke trusted him. Luke found his younger sister Emma and asked, "Do you want to come to church with me? It might be better if we go together." Emma smiled and said, "Sure, I'd love to go with you." Luke felt better with Emma by his side. The journey didn't seem so hard anymore. Together they set off, talking and laughing as they walked. The sky was still a bit dark, but the sun was slowly rising, and the world felt brighter. Luke felt hopeful again, but when they got to the same muddy spot where Luke had fallen, Emma slipped and fell into the mud, just like he had. She lay there for a second, then started laughing. "We're a mess," Emma giggled, her clothes covered in mud. Luke couldn't help but laugh too. It seemed silly that they had both fallen in the same place. But instead of feeling upset, they both smiled. They knew they could go home, clean up, and try again. They weren't alone. Jesus was still with them, helping them keep going. When they got home, their mother was awake, busy with her morning chores. She saw her two children tired and covered in mud and gave them a warm smile. "You two have had quite the morning already," she said gently. Luke, feeling even more determined now, asked, "Mom, would you come to church with us?" "Maybe if we all go together, it will be easier." Their mother, seeing how much her children wanted to go, agreed. "All right," she said, "let's go to church together." With their mother joining them, Luke and Emma felt stronger. They knew that their family's faith would help them reach their goal. They believed that Jesus was with them, guiding them, and they felt confident that they could make it this time. As they walked, the sky grew lighter, and the sun was starting to rise. Up ahead, they saw a man standing on the path, holding a lantern that lit up the road. Luke felt relieved to see someone else there. "Thank you for lighting the way," Luke called out as they approached the man. But as they got closer, Luke noticed something strange. The man's smile wasn't friendly, and his presence felt unsettling. Luke felt a chill run down his spine. "Who are you?" Luke asked, his voice unsure. The man looked at them and smiled, but it was not a kind smile. "I am the devil," he said. Luke's heart raced in fear. The devil, he thought. But even though he was scared, he remembered something important. Jesus was with him. He wasn't walking alone, and with Jesus by his side, no darkness could stop them. The devil continued, I wasn't trying to help you. I made you fall in the mud. Luke listened to the devil's words, but instead of feeling afraid, he felt calm. The devil had tried to stop them, but Jesus had guided them the whole time. The devil's plans couldn't win against the love and power of Jesus. Without saying a word, Luke, Emma, and their mother walked past the devil. The sun was now shining brightly, and the path ahead was clear. Jesus had been with them all along, helping them through every challenge. Finally, they reached the church. As they walked inside, a sense of peace filled their hearts. The journey had been tough, with many obstacles along the way, but they had made it. Luke felt a deep sense of gratitude, knowing that Jesus had never left their side. This story reminds us that sometimes it feels like something is trying to stop us from moving forward. But if we keep pushing ahead with faith and determination, even the devil will have to step aside. The darkness will always lift, and with perseverance, the light will guide us to where we need to be. Those who come to Jesus are never alone. He is always with them, helping them through every difficulty and leading them to the light of his love. Thank you for watching this inspiring story. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting stories. Together, let's continue spreading light and love.